Hi, beautiful soul. Welcome to today's live session. We want to talk about your feminine energy, how to connect with your feminine energy. It all starts with your energy when it comes to bringing in our life what we really desire, when it comes to the quality of our relationship, when it comes to wealth and abundance, anything that we desire. It all starts with our energy. So, how can we connect with our feminine energy? I'll share with you some tips that have helped me to connect with my feminine energy. One thing is to release control. When we are addicted to want to control everything, it can make us want to be perfectionists and it cuts the flow of things. For example, with this project that I have about creating this course about feminine rebirth, all about setting the foundations for your dream business using the feminine energy. One way I could do that is to record everything, then edit everything. And another way, which is more flowy, is to do it live and then to upload the live video without too much editing, right? Trusting that I'm downloading what I need to say. The same with this live stream, right? If I do a live stream like right now, I can just do the live stream, be present, download the information and the wisdom, send it like I'm doing right now, and that is it. But if I'm recording a video, then I need to edit that video, and depending on how much control I have, I will edit and re-edit and add this and that, and it's taking so much time. So releasing control is a beautiful thing that helped me always to connect with my feminine energy. It means that I am okay with making mistakes. I'm okay with not being perfect. I'm okay with not having it right the first time. Trusting that me showing up is the most important thing, and me continuing to working on myself is the most important thing as well, so that every time that I show up I can improve a little bit. So it's the same for you. What is one thing that you absolutely want to control? Is it in your relationship area? So 11:11. I take this time to remember my blessings to receive. This is another point that is so important when it comes to feminine energy. It's about being in the receiving mode, right? So when I program 11:11 on my alarm like this, um, and it comes, I remember all my blessings and I amplify those blessings. So this is a very important point to connect with your feminine energy, to be aware of your blessedness, right? To be aware of all the blessings that are already in your life, to be grateful for those blessings and to amplify them. Because when you amplify that energy of receiving, of gratitude, it also amplifies your feminine energy. You trust more that you are already blessed and that you will get more, no matter how you release control, no matter how you don't try to control everything in order to get more, you are taken care of. So this is a beautiful reminder. And for me, 11:11 is like a high energy. And when I can flow with that energy, it also amplifies my energy. It is also the same how when the sun, the earth, and the moon are aligned, like full moon or new moon, for me, it's also a high energy. And it's not just for me, right? Because even when you see, when you look at the sea, like we were in holiday on the North Sea this summer, you can see the tides, the movement of the tide, the ebb and the flow, how they can be amplified on full moon, on new moon. And it's the same with our energy, with our emotion. They are also amplified in those periods. So you can use those periods to amplify what you want to create or to recognize your blessing and be in receiving mode for something new to come, and being in appreciation for what we already have is what makes the universe want to give you more, right? Imagine that your spouse gives you a cup of tea If you appreciate that cup of tea, oh, thank you so much, and you say how it makes you feel supported, then next time they want to give you more, right? They want to do more for you. Maybe next time they will bring you green juice or something like that, that you will also enjoy and express your appreciation. Let me drink a little bit. And it's the same for the universe. When you get the blessings, the more you can appreciate those blessings, the more you get, so that you can appreciate that what you've got, right? And sometimes you will think, no, no, I will appreciate when I get more. I need more. But if you are not able to appreciate what you have now, there is no guarantee that you will know how to appreciate the more that will come in. So instead of wanting more, focus on appreciating and enjoying what you have now, and amplify that what you have now as if it was already that more that you are desiring. Which leads me to my next step about how to connect with the feminine energy, which is acknowledging our desires. One thing is that we desire something in our heart, but we don't say it openly to the universe. It's more like, yes, I would love this, but no, I'm already fulfilled, right? And of course, it's a beautiful thing to be already fulfilled at the level where you are at. But when you are already fulfilled at that level and you don't put a clear intention out there for what you want to receive more, like acknowledging your desire, it's more like, okay, she's already fulfilled, so she doesn't need more. There is this beautiful dichotomy, like, women, what are you going to choose? Do you choose love, or do you choose wealth? But there is a possibility to have both, to have the love, to have the wealth, to have everything that you desire. But you need to be really clear on what you desire at a specific moment in your life, right? For me, for example, right now I am desiring to create wealth in my life. So I cannot just say, oh no, I'm already fulfilled the way I am, because that is going to delay that wealth even more, right? But acknowledging, yes, I desire to attract wealth and abundance and money in my life, is going to make the universe understand, wow, she's fulfilled, but she has that desire. And instead of letting myself go in the lack mentality and being like, oh, I don't have what I desire, I don't have the wealth yet, I can transform it and think about, how do I already have wealth in my life, right? For example, starting wearing my beautiful stuff, like the jewelry, the clothes that I already know, this is a side of wealth in my life. Already acknowledging that my beautiful relationship, fulfilling relationship, my beautiful children, healthy and loving and fulfilled, those are already side of wealth. My perfect health, this is already a side of wealth. And since I want the monetary wealth as well, then I can convert all the wealth that I already have into that monetary wealth. That is, for example, how I can come and share the knowledge, the wisdom that I have in all those areas, and create maybe a course and be self-worthy, deserving enough to receive also the appreciation of the people who are going to get that course, for example. And when it's the community, like the free content creation, like right now, it's also paying it forward, right? Giving the value already to the people who are going to appreciate what I'm creating. So it's important to acknowledge our desires, because when we talk about our energy, there are different energy centers in our body. They cannot be seen with the eyes, but they are present. And so there is the root energy center, then the sacral energy center. And that sacral energy center is where our feminine energy is. And that center is characterized by our desires. The root center is characterized by our survival. It is important that we balance all our energy centers. Okay, I will just cite those energy centers so that we have an idea. We have the solar plexus energy center, then we have our heart energy center, and then we have our throat energy center, then we have the third eye energy center, and then we have our crown energy center. So when all those energy centers are balanced, we are living a fulfilled life and we are able to express ourselves in accordance to all the attributes of those energy centers. So the root is where our survival is, that we feel at ease and safe in our environment. Before we can go to the next energy center, it is important that the other ones, the lower ones, are balanced. But it's not so linear, right? It's not like, okay, I'll work on this area first, and when that has happened in balance, then I will go to the next level. It's more like we are spiraling. Sometimes we go up, and sometimes we go back down to in order to clean another level of an energy center, right? And why do I talk about the energy centers right now? It's because our feminine energy can really blossom when we have cleared the root energy center. This is why things like letting go of survival mode is important and very helpful to make your energy, feminine energy, blossom, as well as grounding yourself, earthing. If you have heard others of my video, I explain those concepts where earthing, for example, or grounding is connecting with the earth and it's grounding you, it's making you more balanced, more safe, have that confidence in your environment, right? And there is a movie like it's called Earthing, and you can watch that movie because they have scientific experiment where they show a body that has been grounded in comparison to a body that has not been grounded. I think like 2 hours can help you see like the colors of your energy, how some energy center get brighter when you are grounding yourself. And it's explained that the electrons on the surface of the earth that they get from the sun is getting in your body when you take off your shoes, for example, and you do a walk on grass, right? So that is the science behind the grounding. And I believe that it's the same with other elements of nature. Like when you are in water, you also get the element of that water. And by the way, water is the element of the feminine energy. It's the element of the sacral chakra also, the sacral energy center, which is located like 4 fingers below your navel, right? So if you are putting your attention on that energy center, you can also send positive energy there. And this is how it will get healed and balanced. Also, opening the hips, lying on your bed, for example, and having your legs open, like you put your feet together and your knees go open, right? So the movement of the hips also are going to help us to open the feminine energy. So you can see there are so many layers. But one thing that I love to do in order to connect with my feminine energy is, for example, when you work, you can slow down your work and then you can move your hips and you can move your arms also and have your you look around you instead of just looking on the phone like some people love to do or on the floor. You look your environment and you feel blessed. You can repeat in yourself, I am so blessed, and you can take in all that beauty for nature, and this is how you are amplifying your own feminine energy. Also being present in the moment, like you can connect with your breathing and being present with what you are doing. Like right now, I'm present in this live stream, and this is all what matters, right? Being present. And you can imagine when you are practicing being present, you can even imagine a sun ray coming from the sky and filling you with everything that you think that you need. Like if it's love, if it's more peace, you can see that it's filling every cell of your body with peace, with love, with your feminine energy, right? Prioritizing that connection with your divine feminine energy is going to be so useful. And how can you do that? Self care, self love. What are the things that you know are beneficial for you when you do them? Because it's so different for each one of us, and you have to be true to yourself. For me, for example, I love the walks in nature. I love going to the forest because I feel that energy is so calming, it's so grounding, right? And like I always say, the Japanese call that, they have a name for that, and they call that Shinrin Yoku, which means forest bath, like you are bathing in the elements of the forest. You can listen to the sound. Our feminine energy is also our sensuality. And when we think about sensuality, we can think about the sexual energy, which is also part of our feminine energy, but we can also think about our senses. So, listening to something, tasting something when you eat food, amplifying the taste, seeing the colors of the food, being aware of all those texture, right? All of this is helping us to really heighten our feminine energy. And one thing that I love to do is to, oh, by the way, the sacral energy center is characterized by the color orange. So when you wear orange things, when you eat orange food, they also help you to strengthen your sacral chakra, and that means also your feminine energy. And by the way, for the root chakra is the color red. So when you see people wearing a lot of red, they are also working on that root energy, which is going to make them more grounded and more balanced in that area. All right. What else have I written for you here concerning the feminine energy so that I don't go too far away? Well, another beautiful thing is to connect with our inner child. This is also a beautiful way to connect with our energy, feminine energy, because think about your inner child, especially if you have had a balanced childhood, right? Even if you haven't, there are moments in that childhood that reminds you of the definition of a beautiful, fulfilled child, right? That is, they have playfulness. They are not so afraid of things. They can just be themselves, right? They have that high level of self-trust because they know also the self-worth, right? They don't question it. The society haven't programmed them to start questioning themselves at that young age, especially when they are in a healthy environment when they can blossom. But we can be aware of what for a childhood we have had, and if it wasn't the ideal childhood, which is not my case, just to remind you, if that was not the ideal childhood, then you can still reparent yourself, right? If it was full of trauma, if it was full of abuse, you can reparent yourself, because the things that happened in the past, they did happen, but we are responsible today to heal those past traumas, right? And with all of my compassion, I send so much love for anybody who has had a difficult childhood. But there is also this view that, at some degree, every one of us have had their own share of challenges, be it in childhood or teenage years or in adulthood, right? So being aware of that will help us to get out of the victim mode and wanting to prove to everyone that, oh, my case was so much more dramatic. Let me tell you the story. And then we get caught in that telling of the story without an end. So instead of being caught in that storytelling, ask yourself, is it something that I want to keep for myself? Because one of the things that is going to really help us to connect with our feminine energy, especially the divine feminine energy, which is the highest expression, the highest vibration of your feminine energy, is really to understand that we need to create a new identity that represents ourselves in our divine feminine energy, which is different from ourselves in our past trauma, in our victim mentality, in our unempowered identity, where we let everything else block us, stuck up, make us feel stuck, and not evolve toward what we really desire, right? So knowing that it's constantly an energetical game where you are going to be asked, which energy do you want to represent in this moment? Are you going to go with the old energy, the old identity, who is playing small, who is trying to be the victim, who has so many limiting beliefs that are not getting you in the direction of what you want? Or are you going to represent the higher vibrational energy, that energy that has the determination to bring those desires into reality, understanding that the desires are in your heart because they already exist. And now you are creating the path to connect with those desires. And the way can be easy. You can let it be easy by connecting with your feminine energy and by flowing. Those are the characteristics of the feminine energy. Acknowledging your desire, flowing, not making things more difficult than they need to be, not complicating things, not falling into the perfectionism, not falling into forgetting your self-worth, because we are all worthy just for existing. But sometimes we forget that and we need to prove that we are worthy. And then we forget that we were already worthy to start with. So we complicate things, although they are not, they don't need to be complicated, right? So connecting with our inner child is going to be giving us that right, that permission to play, right? That right to recognize our self-worth, that we are worthy no matter what we have done or not done. We are worthy of love and we are serving anyway. So don't judge yourself too harsh, no matter what you have done or not done, because this is also going to bring us in shame or guilt, which are going to make us get out of the divine feminine energy and into the wounded feminine energy, which can also lead to the lack of trust in ourselves and lack of trust in others. So if you have any questions for me, you can write them in the chat. So letting go of survival mode. Our brain can be so addicted to suffering, to struggling, to being the victim, to telling our old story over and over again. Although the past is already gone, it doesn't exist anymore. Now is the present moment and it's all what you have. And you can use the present moment to create the future. In the present moment, prioritize connecting with yourself. Prioritize getting out of the survival mode. And how can you do this? It's by slowing down. When you slow down and you do that inner work, you look at those limiting beliefs, you let them go. If they are not serving you, they are not helping you, right? And you choose more elevated belief that will help you to go forward. One of the things that you can say to yourself, one affirmation that you can say is that I am safe, right? I am safe and I am secure and I trust. And you can train yourself to trust any soul that you meet, right? So it is one thing that really helped me to create better relationships, because I trust everybody that I see until they show me that they are not worthy of my trust. And then I will be like, okay, I put you a little bit away from my energy because I can see how that is influencing my energy. So This is part of your dark feminine energy, setting your boundaries. It's so important since everything starts with our energy. It's so important that we protect our energy, that we prioritize our energy, right? And so when we see things that don't help us to blossom our energy, it makes sense to distance ourselves from those things. And it doesn't mean that we are better than, right? It just means that we are taking the time to heal. We are giving ourselves permission to heal because it's a level of consciousness where we are that make us feel, oh, I am in danger here. And this is the survival mode, right? The survival mode is in the prehistoric time or something when our ancestor needed to protect themselves from predators, right? If there is a tiger or something running after you, you have to survive. So all of the other functions of your body that are not necessary are going to shut down for that short period of time so that you can run as fast as you can. This is going away, or you will fight with that tiger if you are so strong, I don't know, or you will hide, right? You will search for a good place to hide. And this is how, in our modern world, we can have those characteristics when we don't feel safe, when we feel endangered, we will seem to take ourselves away to hide because we feel like, oh, this is a predator hunting me. So I need to protect myself. I need to protect my energy. And the more we can trust our environment, the better it is. So, at a level of consciousness where we can balance our perception and recognize that even the people we think are predators, they are just being used by the universe to help us to grow. Because think about those things, those people who will trigger you, right? Push your buttons, for example. When you take the time to listen to yourself, why am I triggered by this? Why are my buttons pushed? You will see one area of your life where you still need some healing. And you will see that when you heal that area, you level up, you quantum leap into a next level because that area was taking your energy down. And now that is free, now that is healed, you can level up and go on the next level, right? So the people who trigger us, they are actually helping us to empower ourselves when we take the time to heal that trigger and to have our button not pushed anymore. So it's a beautiful thing because when you let people trigger you, it's like they are living in your headspace rent free. They are putting your mind in imbalance. And the more you can take your power back and rebalance your mind, understanding that this is just an illusion, the reality is that there is only love. And love being the definition that, like, the synthesis and the synchronicity of complementary opposites. That is the reality. Meaning that if at some moment you only see the triggers, then you are not seeing the benefit, like your empowerment that will come from seeing that trigger and healing it. And this is also a beautiful way how you can connect with your divine feminine energy because you are above the perception, the lopsided perception of, oh, this is bad and that is good. You can understand that they are all illusions and there is a center where there is only love. If you can connect to that part by balancing the mind, understanding that all the things that your mind is telling you, all your mind shatter is not necessarily the truth. All your mind shatters is just a perception at one moment in time. When you understand that, you can then be balanced. And when you are balanced like that in your mind, you are also relaxed in your body. And when you are in that state, you have actually connected with your divine feminine energy. All right. I would like to think that the solar plexus is the seat of our divine masculine energy, but it's just a feeling, right? Because we also need our masculine energy. And you see, the heart center is where the down and the above are meeting together, right? You have three main energy center. below the heart and 3 above. And so the thinking behind that is that the heart is like where the divine and the animalistic both meet, and they meet in love, right? So we have our survival at the root, then our desires at the sacral chakra, sacral energy center. Then we have our personal power at the solar plexus. And then we have the love and the compassion, the unconditional love in the heart space. And then we have self-expression in the and acceptance of ourselves and others in the throat, right? And then we have the third eye, which is our perception of truth, like understanding that balance I was talking about in a moment. And then there is our crown, which is the connection with the divine, and which is the perception, like the illusions are gone. We understand that now the oneness, the freedom from the illusions, right? And it's so beautiful because when you do inverted positions in yoga, for example, because yoga is also a beautiful way how you can connect with your feminine energy, because it helps you be more in tune with your breathing, with your body. You know, in yoga, we combine the breathing of the movement of the body with the breathing, and you can follow your breathing. And when you are doing something, a movement that they call asana, when you are doing something that brings you out of breath, you know that you are pushing too much. And then you start to come back to a more natural breathing rhythm, right? And this practice will help you connect so much with your intuition inside, with the voice within, with the inner guidance, which is the divine guidance, right? So things like inverted positions will help you to connect with the divine, and it can give you that courage. One of my favorites is like the headstand that I've already mastered, but the handstand, I'm still working on that, like not every day, right? Because um, I have left yoga for a moment, and still the handstand is something that I can do on the wall, but not free in the middle of the room, right? But I would love to be able to do that in the middle of the room. And with yoga, it's also such a thing because some people can get so, how to call it, overly courageous and want to force it. Like, okay, I want to do the handstand, so I will try it until I go and be successful at that. But when you have that mindset, it might lead you to having an accident, right? Because you are not really in the spirit of yoga, who is like following your body, listening to your body, and going with what your body is guiding you to do. When you bring that energy of, yes, I will do this, I will do this, it's more like you are bringing your personal power and you are going to push it until it looks like you want it to look. But what if you enjoy yourself, right? So this is a danger. And that's why you need to really be gentle with yourself. And that's when you are gentle with yourself like that, that is also connecting with your feminine energy. The other way, where you try to push it and to control it and to have it your way, well, it can be a wounded masculine energy. And we are constantly working on ourselves, right, with inner work. Inner work is such a beautiful and important way how you can connect with your divine feminine energy. And this means not only eliminating the limiting beliefs, right, writing down in your journal and finding out, why do I feel like this? Where did I feel that feeling for the first time? And do I want to keep it? How can I let it go? And what do I want to replace it with, right? In my course, A New You, I've really talked about how to replace those limiting beliefs. Like, you can let them coexist in your mind, but know that it is a game, and the one who is going to win is the one who is going to take the next step. For example, if the next step is to do this live stream like I'm doing right now, and you say, oh no, I don't feel like live streaming today, it is okay if it's your feminine energy, for example, guiding you to rest, like I did also yesterday. Sometimes you need to slow down to realign. Like I also teach in the last session of my course, Feminine Rebirth, about your dream business, right? The foundation for your dream business. So sometimes when you listen to your body, you really understand that, yes, it's the time to rest right now in order to realign, in order to get that inspiration again. Because inspiration, creativity, sensuality, sexuality, those things are related to our feminine energy, to our sacral energy center, right? And when you can realign like that, then the next day, for example, you can check again your energy and see if you are going to be present and high vibrational to do the live stream with the inspiration, with the download. That you can see right now, I don't look so much on my notes because I'm downloading everything that I'm transmitting to you right now, right? And this is because I took the time yesterday to just do the session for my course, but rest the rest of the time and then be present when the kids come back home, right? So I really love this. Oh, hi. If you have a question for me, I'll be so happy to answer it. I'm so happy that you catch my live stream, Marie. I know who you are. We know who you are. So welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. All right, what was I talking about? I forgot my train of thought. Well, yes, I was talking about slowing down, right? Sometimes it's really important to slow down in order to flow again and in order to glow. Because imagine that I was so tired and I say, no, I have planned to. One of my secrets is that when I do my live stream like this, or when I teach my lesson, like in my course, I have already the energy, right? And I'm already ready, like makeup ready and my cute clothes. And so it's easier for me to do a live stream right after that. And my energy is on point, right? So this is one of my secrets for the time management. But for yesterday, for example, I had to slow down, like, okay, I will take a nap and rest. And then the time that I had available was just to do my session, but not for a live stream because the kid came back from school, but I could be present. And another beautiful thing that helped me to take care of my family at the same time is to do some meal prep. In my family, we love to have fresh food, right? But for this week, for example, I decided, okay, I'll be busy doing my videos and stuff in the week. So on some days of the week, I want to have food already prepared in the fridge. And I do some chili con carne because I know that it's easily frozen in the fridge. And I do for two. I prepare twice the amount that I usually prepare so that we can eat one in the weekend and then another one I freeze it for the week. So that was so helpful yesterday where I needed to slow down. I could take care of myself and not having to cook, but present a healthy food, healthy meal to my family and just add some cucumbers as something fresh to have because it's also so important to continuously have fresh things to eat that is going to give you a lot of magnesium that will help you stay healthy. Because I heard somewhere that iron is like the blood of the living beings, like animals and human beings, and magnesium is the same for the plants. So the more you eat fresh stuff like fresh cucumber, fresh carrots, and stuff like that, or the more you drink some juice like fresh carrot, apple juice, freshly pressed green juices, this is going to help you to have those magnesium and iron in balance, not imbalance, right? Not deficiencies. And for the iron, well, the animal products are so rich in those and easily absorbable for the body. But for people who don't want to eat animal product, well, they can have supplementation. and talk to your practitioner, general practitioner, to have those. I talk about this because it is one challenge that I had, but thankfully, the last blood test showed that my iron level are normal again, and magnesium also. And all of my blood work was really good. And I'm still working on improving it because there is a range. There are so range, normal range, and then there are optimized range, right? So even when you are in the normal range, it just means like you are not sick. But even with those deficiencies, I was feeling great, right? Because I'm constantly working on myself, like I'm talking to you, connecting with my feminine energy. I was feeling great. So I was really surprised to see that the blood work shows so many deficiencies, right? Like uh, last year or something, last December. But in winter, if you don't take care of supplementing vitamin D3, for example, it can be also a problem. In some countries, they make it a regulation that people should take vitamin D because the sun is not so present. And I'm so grateful because all of these help me to know more about what our body health really is. So you can monitor your health like that by doing blood work. And it was really connecting with my feminine energy that led me to follow my intuition and go to a natural healthcare practitioner and have all those details. Can you see how important it is to connect with your intuition, to listen to your intuition, and to go? For example, some people can have challenge with their skin, right? It was my case, and I was suppressing things like sugar, like gluten and dairy product, and I saw the improvement in my skin. But after a while, it gets worse again. Well, not so worse, but for me, um, I don't think that I'm a teenager, so I shouldn't be having those pimples anymore, right? Well, that's how I think. But they were there to show me that there is something else that is not going right in the body. Can you imagine how will you know that you have iron deficiencies or magnesium deficiency or vitamin D3 deficiency if you don't do that blood work, right? You will feel great. You will be like, oh, I'm just a little bit tired, but you will not understand which deficiencies you have. And when the natural healthcare practitioner, when she described me the symptom that I was supposed to have, like headache, migraine, or whatever, I didn't have any of those symptoms. I was like, what? So sometimes your intuition will guide you toward doing something before you get the symptoms, before you get sick. So I was so lucky, so blessed to discover that thing on time and start working on that so that I am now in a normal range, right? So, really, I encourage us all to continue to connect to our divine feminine energy because it's really going to guide us for things that we cannot even imagine at a logical level, that we don't even have clues that something is off. Do you have any questions for me? So, the next thing that I've written here about um, our feminine energy, how to connect with our feminine energy, is to being able to receive. Sometimes we block our blessings because we are not grateful already for the things that we have. Like I say a little bit in the beginning, right? When you receive something, really take the time to acknowledge that and to appreciate that and even to amplify that. So when you receive a little thing, take it like it can be a cup of tea. Take it and say, wow, I'm so grateful for this cup of tea. What did the cup of tea represent, right? Like if it's your husband that made that cup of tea for you, see the support, see the love, see the intimacy that we have so that that relationship can bring you this cup, right? And when you do so, you get more. When you can receive with gratitude, amplifying that feeling, your vibration get higher, and so you can attract more of the thing that match that vibration. If it's money that you receive, you can take those €1. For example, these last days, I was so finding money here and there, right? And I see, wow, this is God sending me the money, right? And you take that €1 and you imagine that is €100 that you just received like that, and you give the appreciation as if you just received 100 or 1,000 euros or dollar, right? Depending on what currency you live with. Why not even 1 million, right? Receive that €1 as if you just received 1 million. What happens is that your brain cannot differentiate, right? If you just receive €1 or 1 million. And so the gratitude that you have is really making you feel so good. So I have a comment here. I will read in French because the question is French, right? Comment peut savoir qu'on n'est pas dans son énergie féminine ou au contraire qu'on est dans son énergie féminine? So how to know when you are in your feminine energy and how to know when you are not in your feminine energy? This is a beautiful question. Thank you so much, Marie. So what I can say here is that you can see the feminine energy not like it's a switch, like on or off, like it's on, I am in my feminine energy, it's off, I'm not in my feminine energy. It's not like that. It's more like you have a range, like we talk about those deficiency also is in a range, right? And let's say we have 0 to 100%, right? How much percent are you in your feminine energy? See? So you are always in your feminine energy, but how much, right? How much are you expressing? How much are you feeling? So when you are doing certain activities, you can be more called to bring in the masculine energy, like you are doing something, right? Or more of the feminine energy. For example, when you are meditating, calm, you are just receiving, you are in receptive mode, you are not doing anything. Or even when you are sleeping, you are just in 100% feminine energy, I can say, because you are not doing anything, you are just flowing, right? But in our waking life, there is more percentages. Like when I'm doing the live stream, like right now, I can be present here and channel the message that I'm giving you. And maybe I'm like 90% in my feminine energy. I don't know, right? The percentage is not important, but the attribute of being in receptive mode, for example, or it being in playfulness, like I said before, when you are creative, this is an attribute of the feminine energy. So maybe being creative is like high percentage of feminine energy. I don't know what number, how much feels right for you, right? How much is your feminine energy when you create? When you are eating something and having so much pleasure, right? This is also a high percentage of feminine energy, right? So how much, what number do you want to put there? Maybe 95 when you have so much pleasure. When you are in a sensual situation, like having sex, for example, this is also high level of feminine energy when you are receiving, right? And when you are, what else? When you are flowing, right? You are also high level of feminine energy. And so the things that will make you not feel so much connected to your feminine energy, there will be things like feeling like you have to control everything, right? You want to control the people around you. You want to control the outcome of the things that you are doing. There you have lower levels of feminine energy. I don't know what percentage, right? Maybe 5%, 10%, 25%, I don't know. But being in control like that, or being in survival mode, feeling like, oh, I am in danger. Because feminine energy is really such a luxurious thing, right? Like, oh, I can just sleep, I can just rest, I can just make myself beautiful, I can just feel my high vibrational energy, right? Imagine that you are attacked by a tiger. It's not the time to sleep, or that tiger will eat you, right? Or um, You cannot say, okay, I need to meditate when you see a tiger come, unless you are so in a high vibrational energy, super high, that the tiger will see your meditation and be like, okay, I don't need to attack this human being because it's just another level, right? So being in survival mode like that, when you feel like, oh, I am in danger, it's more difficult to connect with your feminine energy, because that feminine energy is really an expansive energy, the energy of your desires, right? The energy of feeling high vibrational, right? The energy of being in pleasure, of being creative, creative in the sense of expressing your creativity just for the fun of expressing it, the energy of playfulness, right? So I hope that I answered your question. If you have something else, you can still write it down. And so much, thank you so much for asking your question. I'm so happy to have a to have you connected here with me today, because sometimes I just do the live stream and I'm the only person. So I'm so grateful that you are here present with me today. Merci beaucoup. Ouais, avec plaisir. Merci. Merci aussi. So, what else can we talk about? I think I've talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. Oh, yes, I want to talk about this experience that happened to me also the other day. One thing about connecting with that inner child is to have more joy, more pleasure in your life, right? More playfulness also. And when you want to switch your mood, for example, I think it's so important to continually work on having deep level of fulfillment, what people can call deep level of happiness, so that your happiness baseline is really high, so that you don't need to just take the things that help you to feel happy all the time. But one thing that you can do if you need that energy of, oh, I need to feel happy right now, right? It's like you can call in a smile, right? So you smile, and at the beginning you will feel like, oh, it's a fake smile. But if you can hold it for, let's say, 17 seconds, then your brain will create something that you will start feeling happy about. So I was thinking about this one day because I was preparing a video, right? And I was like, okay, I will just smile right now. And then the brain started showing me things. So I was really genuinely smiling then after a few seconds. And then I look outside the window with that smile. And what do I see? A beautiful rainbow. And then I took a picture of that rainbow and I sent it to my husband and I sent it to my sister, because they understand, right? And this is so how your high vibration that you have created with a fake smile at the beginning, but with the intention of being in a higher vibration, can help you, can lead you to feel and to see the high vibration of the universe as well. You know how special rainbows can be, right? And how rare they can also be. You cannot just say, okay, I want to to see a rainbow right now and see one. So this is also the divine telling you, wow, you are on the right path. At least that is always how I interpret it, right? The divine saying to you, you are really aligned. And I love when I can have those small confirmations, right? So also when I take that picture like that, I could see that, and I also call the children, right? Like, wow, there's a rainbow outside, come and see. And they're like, where? And they go open the door and they see it and it's so beautiful. So this is how you can, when you create that high vibrational energy, when you connect with your feminine energy like that, you also um, it is contagious for the people around you, right? You can also put that smile to someone else because you have seen the rainbow. You call the children, they come and see the rainbow. They are happy because they see the rainbow with you. And also, you share that with the people you love, and they can also have that smile because they see that you have shared something special with them. So it's really how connecting with your divine feminine energy is also helping other people connect with their divine feminine energy. And by the way, I didn't find it necessary to repeat it also in this video, but understand that every one of us has feminine and masculine energy, right? When we identify as women, we have both energies, the feminine and the masculine. When we identify as men, we also have both energies, the feminine and the masculine. And we can have levels of wounded feminine energy and levels of wounded masculine energy, and also levels of divine feminine energies and also levels of divine masculine energy. The wounded feminine energy is when your feminine energy is so not trusting, for example, is so acting from a space of, oh, I have to protect myself, or, oh, I have to do things just so that I can be safe, right? She acts from a place of being hurt, right? And this is the wounded feminine energy. But the more you try to connect to your divine feminine energy, for example, understanding that balance, like I said, if you got hurt, it doesn't mean that people are mean and you have to protect yourself and push them away. No, it just means that there was a lesson that you needed to learn, and the universe used that person to show you the way how you can heal out of that thing. Of course, something can happen, and instead of balancing your mind like that, you get hurt and you don't want to heal, you get lower and lower, right? And this is the wounded feminine energy. Instead of balancing your mind to understand that there is only love and everything else is an illusion, you go into victim mode and you stay there in your hurt, and you don't want to hear and see anything, you just want to stay hurt, right? And when we are hurt and when we heal, it's like with your hand, if you have been hurt on your hand, you will have a wound, right? And that wound, when it's fresh, it will still be sensitive when someone does something that reminds you of that. So it will be like, oh, I can feel the hurt again, right? And so give yourself permission to heal out of that. And while you are healing, it's your choice. If you are going to heal with your favorite people around you, right? Or if you are going to go in hermit mode, push everything out and say, okay, I need to heal first. But understand that the best inner work is when people are around you, because they quantum leap you, because their perception also get you get influenced by their perception of the world as well. So the way you will heal when you are in the presence of other people is going to be faster than if you take yourself away in the mountain to heal. Even if you heal there, you will think, oh, I got this, I'm healed. But when you come back in the vicinity of those people, you will feel, oh, I feel triggered again. How come? I thought I was already healed, right? But when you heal in their presence, understanding that you can decide how much energy you give to each person in your life. When you feel hurt, it's okay for you to decide, okay, I have my boundaries here, I protect my energy. And for that, you can imagine that you have a sphere of energy around you that help you to contain your energy and not let anything come in, right? Just make sure that it's not from a place of hurt that you create that energetic sphere, but that is from a space of protection. And understand that there is only love. So even that sphere of protection is only an illusion, right? Because even when something hurtful happens, it's for our love, it's for our growth, it's for our expansion. So putting people in our heart instead of putting them in the pit. You know, there is the pedestal, we put people up, and there is the pit, we put people down because they did this and they did that. So when we judge like that, we are judging also ourselves. And that is the wounded feminine energy. We do that because we feel hurt, right? But when we can take ourselves and the people out of the pit, no judgment, but it's not an easy thing to do, right? So follow your own path. When you feel hurt, understand that you are heard, and you can decide if you are going to take your energy back a little bit in order to heal first, and then you can see if it's worth starting rebuilding trust again, right? And it's always worthy of building trust, because when you give your energy away like that in drama, in trauma, it is you who is suffering at the end of the day. And those people that hurt you are taking space in your mind. They are actually you become their slave. And there is this saying, like, it's like drinking poison. When you resent someone, it's like you are drinking poison, and you think that that poison will do something to the other person, but actually you are the one drinking that poison. So resentment is going to make your body decay, make your body feel sick, right? The more you can clear that resentment, the better it is. And clearing resentment, of course, is also part of connecting with our divine feminine energy, because we understand the balance. So it can really be that easy to say, okay, I decide that I let go, right? I decide that I'm no longer available for being triggered. I decide that I'm no longer available for being my old identity of a wounded feminine woman, right? I let go of that. And I decide that I'm ready to embody my divine feminine energy, right? And the way you will reprogram your mind is by repeating those affirmations, right? And by embodying also. So the next occasion that you have when you are triggered, you start embodying, okay, I understand that this is not really a threat, it's just an illusion because of my past hurt, of my past history. But I decide that I'm no longer triggered by this. And this is how you take your power back, and you take those people that are living rent free in your mind, you take them out of your head, right? And you take your power back. And then what happens is that you can now focus on really downloading what the divine is guiding you to do. You can really connect with your intuition when there are no people talking in your head, when they are not even there in your vicinity, but just because of the past things that happened between you, right? So take your power back by balancing and understanding, oh, I don't put you in the pit, I put you in my heart, because I put you in my heart because I understand that it is the divine using you in order to make me even more powerful, even more connected, even more divinely aligned, right? And so you can connect to your purpose, because all of your energy is now free from distraction from trigger, from other people chatter, other people drama. No, no, no. You free your energy now, and you can put it, you can focus it into what you really want, into creating high vibrational relationship, into healing the sisterhood wound, healing the motherhood wound, healing anything that needs to be healed, right? Healing the trigger, healing. Oh, by the way, I have note here, there are some elements that are connected with that sacral chakra, and the more we work above them, the better it is. And those elements are like those emotions, because the feminine energy is also connected to our emotion, just like it has the element water. And those emotions are like anger, hate, jealousy, cruelty, lust, and pride. So the more we can balance those emotions and feel more at peace, the better we connect to our divine energy, right? And the better we amplify, then our creativity, our sensuality becomes more vibrant. We love ourselves more fully. We are not afraid of what will think everybody about me, right? About how I'm living, about how what I'm wearing. If they think what they think, it's their problem, right? It's none of your business. You just express yourself to the most high vibration that you can, because you are connected with your divine feminine energy in that moment, right? And it can change. When you will get less connected, you will feel all those judgment coming, and they might take you down, like, oh, I feel like, no, I don't want to wear this. That's why one of my favorite practice is to ask myself what will feel so great to wear today, right? And then when I get an inspiration, I go with that, because I know that it's my divine guidance guiding me to what I really want to wear, and away from the fear of judgment, the fear of being seen, like, oh, I should dim my light so that people don't judge me. No, no more of that when you connect with your divine feminine energy. And this is why it's so powerful when you connect with your divine feminine energy, because you are not so concerned about what we think, what we people think. You just take your creativity, like I'm here right now, and you just do what you have to do, right? What you feel inspired to do, right? Not being concerned about the judgment, about because in the past, some powerful women were burned to the stick, being called witches, right? And this is a way how society could take their power away, right? You will die, you will be burned. Well, I love to think that if there is reincarnation, then you will come again, but more powerful, right? So if you don't believe in that, we are all free, right, to believe in what we believe. We can choose our belief. But are you going to choose empowering beliefs, or are you going to choose beliefs that put you down? All right, if there are no more questions, I'm going to close the live stream here. I'm so grateful for this live stream. And I have to remember you that I have my ongoing course, Feminine Rebirth, which is all about creating the foundation for your dream business. And I also have the other course, A New You, which is really going to help you go from self-doubt and becoming more confident, more magnetic, and attract to you your dreams, and start living a life that is even beyond your dream. Because when you start being confident like that, you attract to yourself opportunities that quantum leap you, that push you to your next level so easily. And being in preparation, like reinventing yourself, connecting with your divine feminine energy, like we talk in this video, they are going to make you listen to that opportunity when she is here and take it, because you know you are ready, you know you were born for this, right? You know you are prepared. And this is how you go level by level, step after step, right? All right. So thank you so much for bringing your energy here in today. This is really a beautiful day. And I just took a walk in the park before I started this live stream, and I can really see the alignment and the power of high vibrational energy, because today I could have people with me in this live stream, and I'm so grateful for that. So thank you, Marie, for your question, and thank you to all the people who were listening also. Thank you. Excellent journée. Thank you. Have a beautiful rest of your day also. An excellent day as well to you. I send you so much love and many, many blessings and so much abundance as well. All the best. And until next time, stay inspired. I love you. Bye-bye. Bye.